Thanks for joining us as we talk about buying things from garage sales, thrift stores, and flea markets and reselling them on eBay for a profit. I'm John, that's Devin, and we're the Severe Thrifters. Hey everybody, it's episode 10.
Double digits.
Do you believe it, Devin?
We're double and triple digits.
We are 1-0. Episode 10.
Yeah, 1-0.
1-0. We're winners. Wow. Thanks to everybody for joining us on episode 10 of Severe Thrifters.
Yeah.
We are happy you are listening and downloading. We're in 150 some mark
150.
of downloads. So thank you. We do want to do a couple shout outs because I talked about last episode how the I Buy a Coffee kind of program. Or buy me a coffee. I buy a coffee. No, I will buy a coffee if you give me the money to buy a coffee. But it's buy me a coffee. I haven't sent a link because I'm not sure how to do that yet. But I did have Devin and I were bought coffees. Bought's not a word.
Boughten isn't a word, but it
almost sounded
good.
right.
Yeah.
It's kind of like 11-teen.
Yeah.
I always thought I was a teenager when I was 11 because I was 11-teen.
Yeah.
But so bought us coffees. Thank you, Jonah, for buying us 2 rounds of coffees.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yours is decaf. So
Yeah, mine's decaf, so mine's a little less expensive. And then thank you, Cassie, for buying us a round of coffees. We really do appreciate that. Thank you so much because we are coffee drinkers.
We are.
And like Devin said, I drink decaf because I'm a sissy, and he drinks asphalt because he thinks he's a man.
I call it black tar.
So thank you guys. Send me a message on or at severethrifters@gmail.com if you want to know more about the Buy Me a Coffee. I will try on the next YouTube video at Severe Thrifters on YouTube I can't post a link yet, like to where it's clickable, but I can kind of tell you where it's at. We'll figure out how to get that link somewhere. I might do a link tree on my Instagram so they can just click on it and go.
Can you not have links in your description on YouTube?
And it's not clickable, though, until you hit a certain amount of followers and subscribers. So I need you guys to subscribe, please, at YouTube, Severe Thrifters. Please. The more subscribers I get, the more things I can do with it. So I really do appreciate that. So without further ado, I think we're going to get in today's episode, which is I was a little weekend warrior. I got my all-time high, which I just started October 1st. So I guess it's really not that glorious, but it is a record for me. I had 11 sales for Saturday and Sunday.
Which is really good.
Which I think it's great. I'm very happy with it.
Or you just Saturday and Sunday, not even Friday?
No, not Friday. Fridays were shipped out and everything. So it was. So it would have been Friday night.
So just 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days.
Wow. I mean,
I'm very happy with that.
Today is pretty good.
I mean, that's because the rule of thumb, what they say, the kind of rule of thumb is you need to be, the big guys say this. Now, this isn't something that you have to stick to, or it's just kind of a gauge of how well you're doing in the reselling world on eBay alone. And they say you should be selling about 1% of how many listings you have each day. So if you have 200 listings, you should be selling 2 items a day. That gives you a kind of a roundabout how well you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some days I don't sell anything, but then as you just were made aware of, I sold 11 things over the weekend. So I think it averages out for me. I'm right within that spec, or if not a hair over.
I feel like weekend is definitely when people buy the most stuff, too. Yeah. I mean, that's when they're home. Black Friday just happened.
Yep.
Cyber Monday is about to come around.
It is Cyber Monday.
It is Cyber Monday.
I haven't heard a cha-ching yet today. That's like my favorite thing. Like, cha-ching! It's like, woo! Sold something.
I'm going to find one of those and put it in the YouTube video. I can't find it. I was looking for one of them, and I couldn't find it. That's why I had to use the other cha-ching.
There's a little story. I was at a thrift store, and I don't know if I covered this in one of our other episodes or not. I was looking through the electronics department, going through some of the, I think it was VHS or VCRs, DVD combos, if they had any, speakers, stuff like that. And I'm squatted down, and I've got my phone out, and I'm doing my sold comps on things, and I hear cha-ching, and it's not my phone. And I'm like, I stood up, I turn around, because it's like a room that you're in. This thrift store has separate rooms. It's not one big area. I looked around. I didn't see anybody, so I hollered out. I literally hollered out, okay, who just sold something on eBay? Nobody said a word. I know somebody sold something on eBay. I know there was another reseller in there. I can imagine me poking my head out the window. He's like running for the door. I've been spotted. You know? So
no one said anything.
Nobody said anything. I'd be like, you should be like high-fiving me, bro. Yeah. Come on, man. That's
bro.
I know. I don't ever say that, do I? Bruh. So, I mean, honestly, I was happy for whoever it was.
Yeah.
I was like, super cool, another reseller, because there's plenty of room for resellers in your area. It doesn't matter, because everybody has a different niche, and that's what I'll go over some of the things that I sold, and it's not everybody's going to sell these things, but I just thought that was the funniest thing, because I knew it wasn't my phone, because it like came from the distance, but I heard it loud and clear. I knew it was. I knew it was the email. Yeah, I was like, I got excited for somebody else. I'm like, cool, man. Yeah, I love that sound. So, I guess we'll go over just a few of the things that, because I'm going to try to remember. I didn't write anything down.
Do you like your top sellers? I'm sure you remember your top ones that you sold.
Well, I had some really good ones. So we'll just start off. There was this plaid. It's like a flannel doggy coat for a medium-sized dog. Believe it or not, I got it for free.
So it wouldn't fit Dax, you don't think?
No. I don't even think it would fit Sage, our cat.
Well, that's the same size as Dax.
Jeez. But I listed it for, guys, I don't honestly remember, $10, $12 or something like that. And I have zero in it, nothing. And it sold over the weekend.
What?
And I ended up making like $8.98 after fees and stuff like that. Yeah, and shipping, because I had them pay shipping.
If you're listening, keep track.
Yeah.
It'll tell you how much he's making, and we'll divide it up by 48 hours at the very end.
Because what I do, and maybe this would be a good episode to talk about, I have a spreadsheet.
Oh, do you?
And so I started with number 1. October 1st was my very first listing. It was number 1 listing. So I do kind of like Microsoft Excel, but I do mine in Google Sheets.
Okay.
Because they have like an Excel in there as well. And so I put the number, then I write the description of what it is, where I bought it at, and how much I paid for it. Yeah, how much I paid for it. And so when it sells, when I list it, we'll back up a second. When I list it, I put the date that I listed it and the time that I listed it. So I have all that information on the one line for each item. And then when it sells, I'll put what the sold price was, what shipping price, the eBay fees, and then I have my total profit.
Why didn't you tell me that you do this? This could have been a whole episode.
Oh, I know. Maybe I should not worry about it right now. We'll go into it next time how I do it all.
Yeah.
You want me just to move on?
Yeah, let's talk about that one next episode. We'll show you guys what he does next episode. Maybe we'll figure out a way, and you can watch on YouTube, and we'll go over it on the computer and actually go into detail on the computer.
I'll show you how, because I know it's me trying to tell you what it looks like.
It's easier to watch it. We'll go over to the YouTube channel, and here in the next few days or so, we'll have a video of us doing it on the computer and showing you what he does and how he keeps track of it all.
Yeah, because I don't have an accountant to keep track of stuff for me, so I thought it was important that I do it.
I think most people listening probably don't have an accountant. If you do, buy us a coffee, please.
Yeah, and I'm no computer wizard, so I had to keep it on the down low, like easy for a dummy to do.
Yeah.
So I don't think that I've got some glamorous spreadsheet. This baby is right now. I'm at a little over 400 things I've listed. Now I've sold a bunch, but I'm already into the 400s for my numbers. But so I sold the dog coat. I'm just going to skip right over to that. Sold the dog coat, made like right around $9 in profit. So I thought that was a good one. I mean, and I figured it was a little thicker, had like a wool or a sheepskin. Is probably fake, but that's the kind of lining it had. So I thought, well, it's winter. And that's my attitude.
Dogs have to stay warm too, I guess.
Yeah, they do. The little dogs do.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, you got dachshunds and chihuahuas and who knows what else.
I would say Buddy, Brutus, and Dax are going to be fine.
Yeah, our dogs will be fine. They're large dogs. So that was one item. Then I had I just listed a Ford Bronco, like the old Ford Bronco, say the 70s.
The whole truck.
4x4, solid brass belt buckle. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll explain how I found it real quick. Okay. I went to a garage sale Friday morning. It was over in Bell Meadows.
Oh, okay.
And Well, there was no signs up, so I drove around Bell Meadows, got lost like 4 or 5 different times. I've been back there. I did some work back there, but I didn't realize how many different directions you can go. Well, I was like, okay, I gave up. I saw it on Facebook Marketplace that they were having a garage sale. And I tried looking it up. I had pulled over, tried looking it up, couldn't find it. Because like Marketplace is awful for garage sales, trying to find garage sales and estate sales. It is not set up for that at all. I couldn't find it. So I said, you know what? I'm out of here. I don't have time for this. I was going to go to an estate sale. So I took this. I couldn't even tell you. Blake Lee. I don't know if it's Leah. It's Lea. What do they call them out there? Do you know? Is it Blake Lee or Blake Leah?
No clue.
Me either. So I drove around and I'm like, wait, looks like somebody's setting up for a garage sale. So I pull over and they're still getting stuff out. They're not even ready. And I'm like, I'm going up there anyways. So I walked up there anyways. They're like, well, we're still trying to get stuff up. I said, well, if you want me to leave, I'll leave. I said, but I'll just, I'll be patient. I just want to look at kind of what you have. He's like, well, that's fine. So I started looking around and he had one of those like banquet tables set up with a bunch of tools on it. And I'm looking at he had this, I'm going to call it the painter's tray that you'd put a liner in when you paint your walls and stuff, but it was one of those metal ones. And so he had it full of wrenches and sockets and oddball stuff. And I was just kind of thumbing through the wrenches to see if there's any Craftsman, because Craftsman sockets and wrenches you can get decent money for.
Yeah.
So I just kind of picking through. He's like, you know what? If you want it, you could have $5 for the whole thing. The whole that painter's tray was full of wrenches and sockets. This
is coming from the guy who first started out was like, I'm staying away from tools. I have enough tools.
Well, I'm rethinking all of that because I know a lot about tools. So I'm probably going to get into it more. So I looked through the rest of his stuff. I actually wasn't going to get it. He told me 5 and I walked away because I was like, I'm not doing tools, That's a whole other story.
That's too good of a deal.
I know, but I walked away. I started looking through their shoes. I found some Nike running shoes and a pair of, I think it was boots. He had like hunting boots. And they needed to be cleaned up, but there was no rips or tears or anything like that. Thumbed through some of their clothes. They had a couple pots and pans. They didn't have a lot. Like I said, he was still setting up. And he had said, well, we'll have more out as the day goes. I said, but are you having it again Saturday or tomorrow? And he said, yeah. I said, well, I'll just stop back by on Saturday. And so I went through some of his clothes. He had a couple North Face jackets. So I grabbed those real quick. They only wanted $3 a piece for those.
Oh,
so I was like, score. I was all out of North Face. So I was like, score. And so I went back over to that tray and I'm like, I really don't want to get into tools. I really don't want to get into tools, but it's only but it's only $5.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fine, I'll take the tray for $5. I'm like, crap, what am I doing? And guess what's underneath the table on the floor or on the concrete driveway? There's this Milwaukee metal case. Milwaukee hasn't made metal cases for years.
Yeah.
Anything in a metal case is pretty well vintage at this point, if not antique, because they went to these plastic cases years ago. Mm-hmm. I'm talking. One of my first Milwaukee cordless drills was an 18 volt and it was plastic. And you know how long ago that was. So I'm like, what's in there? Is it just a case? He's like, oh, no, there's a cordless drill in it. I'm like, cordless drill? So I pop it open. It's a 12 volt Milwaukee cordless drill, but the drill, you'll have to see it. It looks like big and metal, like the corded Milwaukee drills would look like.
Yeah.
The big honking hammer drill looking, but it was a cordless drill.
Really?
It had to be one of their early 12 volt. It was the drill, 2 batteries, and a charger in the metal case. Oh. And I said, do you know if it works? He goes, I don't think the batteries are any good anymore. I said, well, from the age, I'd suspect that anyways.
Yeah.
I was like, well, how much do you want for that? Here I am. I'm not supposed to be getting tools.
No
right?
tools. Staying away from tools.
Staying away from tools.
Buying this whole guy's tool section.
I felt like Grandpa for a minute there. Just, what am I doing? I don't need any more sockets. He's got 52,000. He doesn't need 52,001. It's just like, huh? And he's like, well, I'll give you that for $5. It was my dad's. I'm like, fine, I'll take it. Yeah, because it's super cool. And I've always used Milwaukee, love Milwaukee tools. So I ended up, I think I spent that was 5, 10, 60, like $23 or something at that
all that
for all of that with the North Face jackets.
Just one of those jackets is probably worth $26.
And so I finally got around to digging through that tray 2 days ago. I think 2 days ago. And I wasn't even looking at wrenches. I just wanted to see if there was any oddball stuff. And here I found an old belt buckle, and it says plumber on the front of it. And it's got like a pipe wrench, and it was from 1982 or something like that. So I cleaned it all up, and I listed that. And then I started digging through the tray a little deeper, and I find this Ford Bronco solid brass from 1970-something, 72. I don't even know what it is. Belt buckle. And it's in actually good shape. There's a little wear on the face of it, like it would be the driver's side fender of the Bronco. But I'm like, man, I cleaned it up, made it kind of shine, and I'm like, I'll just list it. I just sold that son of a gun this weekend. I profited. Now, this is after fees, shipping, and everything. I profited $15 on it.
Wow. What'd you sell it for, 25?
About.
That's pretty good.
And I bought that whole tray for $5.
Did you sell the plumber one yet?
No, it's listed, but I haven't sold it yet. But that was one of the items that I sold. It's just it's crazy. And I'll start listing. You'll see there's some tools on my severe_thrifter store on eBay now. Because they had, those RoboGrip pliers that like they're pliers, but they self-adjust.
Yes.
Like they open way up and they're like spring-loaded and you can clamp any side and it grabs them. They had 2 pair, one Craftsman pair, looked like new, and one rigid pair in that tray. Well, I started looking them up. The rigid goes for $20 used, sold comps, and the Craftsman was like $12.
Yeah.
Because the Craftsman was a little smaller.
Gotcha.
And so I have those. I mean, if I sell all that, just those, like the belt buckle and those 2 wrenches, I paid for everything at that garage sale plus some.
Yeah.
And I still have everything else to sell. So I'll keep going. I was supposed to be at 2 minutes an item because I had 11 things that I sold. And so we had our intro and our outro, and I'm already blew that all out of the water tonight.
We were going to have 5 items on here.
We were shooting for a 30-minute episode. We're going to end up with 2 items and John talking a lot.
We're almost there.
So, the story was significant, I tell you, about the belt buckle.
Yes.
Well, it just goes to show I sold it quick.
Yeah.
I had offers, somebody from Alaska, somebody from California. I had offers right away for that thing, but I turned them down because I just listed it. I'm not dropping it. They wanted like $10 off. And I'm like, no, I just listed the darn thing. Which is fine for people to offer because I could always decline it.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. It's like, dang, man, I just put it on there. But maybe they didn't know that. So I had that belt buckle, made good money on it. What did I talk about? The dog coat. I had a pair of Levi's 560 jeans.
Are those the ones that you post on your Instagram?
I think so. 560 jeans are like a surefire sell if you get the right sizes. I mean, I didn't have those darn things on. I didn't have it listed for 5 hours. They were gone.
Oh, really?
Full price, no counter offer needed.
Why are 560s so?
I think it's just because they're the baggier jeans, and these were a size 38, 34.
Oh, popular size.
Mm-hmm. And it sold like, bam, hotcakes. I was like, wow, I think I had $30, $38 on them. Bam, sold.
Really?
I'm like, what? I don't remember the number. It could have been 28 for all I know. But I paid $10 for them. I paid up because the thrift stores, some of our thrift stores, we talked about it before, the prices are a little higher.
Yeah.
But I knew with the 560, there was no stains, no holes, no rips. All the tags, everything was in place. They looked like a really nice pair of pants. They weren't new, it's obvious, but they were a nice pair. Mm-hmm. And so I sold them right off the bat. So I was really, really tickled about that. I mean, that was quick. So if you guys find 560s, you might want to consider picking them up. Just make sure, in my opinion, get the bigger sizes. I've had a few pair of Levi's, I think they were 30s in the waist, and I'm having a hard time getting rid of them.
No one wears a 30.
I know, the little guys do. The little guys.
Little guys, really little guys. That's my left leg is a 30, I'm pretty sure.
Well, and I was going to keep those 560s for me, because that's the size I wear.
Yeah.
And they would have been just a little big, but not bad at all. But I was like, I'd rather make money on them and find another pair that's maybe, because I tear mine up anyways. Yeah, I don't need that nice of a pair of pants.
I just buy the irregular ones from Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Cheap and
but they're a good seller. So the 560s are a good seller. So I did sell a pair of those. I also sold a Nakamichi Subwoofer. I had never heard of Nakamichi before. I was in a thrift store and I'm like, Nakamichi just sounds like an expensive
Doesn't it?
home audio speaker.
Yeah.
Right? So I looked it up, sold comps, and it was the one I was looking at. The sold comps were like $90, $80, $90. Unfortunately for me, which it's really not unfortunate, the thrift store had it at $30, $29.99. And I'm like, ugh. And I haven't tested it. So it's like one of those. Yeah. It's hard to blow a home audio subwoofer unless you're just so careless. But I don't think you would do that to a Nakamichi. You would do that to some Pioneer. Oh, look how loud I can make it, So I was like, I really had a hard time picking that up, but I did it because I was like, even if I could get $75 for it, that's a pretty good. I like the times 3. But when you get up in that higher dollar amount, sometimes you got to throw that out the window and say, yeah. And so I sold that. He offered me, somebody from, I think it was Wisconsin, offered me 65. I had 80 or something on it. So we met halfway in the middle. So I ended up making 30, I think after fees and shipping and everything.
He paid shipping?
Yeah, he paid shipping. Because that was expensive.
Yeah,
it was $20. I need to start using UPS because it would have been $13 through UPS.
Really?
Yeah, they're USPS, not to get off on a tangent, which I'm doing it right now anyways, are starting a surcharge. Anything over 22 inches.
Is it just because of the holiday season? They're just doing it from now on.
Anything over 22 inches, they're charging you $15 extra surcharge. I don't care if it's a golf club. If it's over 22 inches, it's an additional $15 surcharge.
Are you kidding?
Not kidding. So anything over 22 inches, you might as well UPS because their prices actually are cheaper than USPS on a lot of things.
I bet they're doing it because they are starting to see everyone in this eBay game and they're wanting to get their little bit
piece of the pie.
Yeah.
So the Nakamichi speaker, I found a box that it was an inch bigger on all sides than the subwoofer, which I sold this weekend. So it was a perfect box. After I measured everything out, weighed it, cost me $20.13 to ship. And I checked the UPS before I authorized the USPS ship, and it would have been $13.75 through UPS.
Wow.
So there is some savings on the bigger stuff.
Yeah.
Don't do the little stuff through anybody else other than the post office.
And I don't know about where you guys live, but where we live, we have 2 UPS stores. We don't have any FedEx stores. There is no FedEx store around here, but there is 2 UPS stores. I wonder if it'd be any cheaper to go in person.
I was going to go to that one and just try it once. I just wanted to get everything shipped out, so I did the 20. I could have. He paid like $18 or $19 in shipping, so I lost a little. But I didn't. It's a learning game. And I will start doing the UPS.
If you would have messaged him like, "Hey, can I have $1 for shipping?"
Right.
He probably would be like, "Well, I'm not buying for this guy."
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Who does that? But I could have. Not necessarily. I'm not looking to make money off shipping, but I definitely could have sent it cheaper through UPS. And maybe I will sell more things because my shipping could be a little cheaper, on the bigger items. So, but that Nakamichi subwoofer, it was a pretty cool subwoofer. I did test it. Sounded great. And actually, I hooked it up to that 8-track player.
It sounds good.
Kenny Rogers. I'm like, heck yeah, here we go. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So I sold that this weekend. Then I sold I want to say it was Magnavox. I'm pretty sure it was a Magnavox VCR DVD combo player. It wasn't the recordable DVD. It was just the VHS side was recordable, but no remote. Sold it for $48.50 or
What'd
something like that.
For?
I picked it up for $13.
Oh, it's not too bad. You almost tripled your money, right?
Yeah, I did good on that one.
You did triple your money.
So, I mean, after fees, I didn't triple my money, but that's why I do the triple thing. If I just double and then you take fees out, I'm barely making, you're only making $10 on it. I'm not going to go through all that effort for 10.
Well, I've got a story now that we mentioned triple.
Go.
I was at work, and they got in a new lot of Squishmallows.
Oh, no!
And they got it in the morning, and I didn't get there till 2. This lot of Squishmallows was basically gone.
Yeah.
And I walk over to the aisle, and I'm like, oh, my God, like Squishmallows. Like, oh. So I walked over there, and it was a Sully and a little Boo off of Monsters, Inc.
Oh, cool.
And then the snowman from Frozen. What was his name?
Yeah.
Olaf.
He's
the snowman.
Best character in the movie.
Both of them. And so I looked them up on eBay real quick, and I didn't pick them up I probably should have. I'm regretting it now, but I probably should have.
You'll probably regret it too.
Regret it? I was hoping you didn't catch that.
Oh, I heard it. I was waiting for the right time to
I'm going to delete it in editing. You're just going to be making fun of me now.
You're going to regret it and regret it.
Well, the Solian Boo ended up selling for, you could buy it for $14, and it was selling on eBay for $50.
Oh, man.
And then the Olaf you could buy it for $14, and it was selling for about $45.
You should have got them.
Yeah, I should have.
Next time, just tell me.
It is what it is.
Yeah. You live and learn. That's how you learn in this business.
And the thing is, where I work, my phone doesn't load. So I wasn't able to get it to load until later that night, where after they had already been gone, I was able to go back and click on them. I should have taken them and put them in the back and waited for later that night so my phone would actually load. Because all the traffic and stuff, it just doesn't load.
Well, how about this? Can't you just buy them? And then when you get home, look them up. If they're not worth the darn, go return them and get your money back?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could.
I mean, right?
Or I could just put them in the back and not spend any money. And then sell them. And then and then buy them.
But that would have been a good deal. But I think in this business, it's a lot of that stuff. The trial and error side of things. Definitely a lot of error.
Oh, yeah.
I've messed up a lot of things. I'm like, well, I should not have done that. I should not have bought that. That's the electronics, the vintage electronics. I'm not going to steer clear of, but I'm not going to get involved too much because of what happened with this last one.
Yeah.
If it's old electronics, during that shipping process, it could jostle something loose.
Yeah.
And then what do you do? And so I don't, if the deal's there, I'm going to go for it. But I think I'm going to kind of steer clear of, I was getting really animate about getting vintage electronics. I thought it was really neat to have.
Well, they're big money sellers.
They
sell
are.
For a huge amount of money.
Yeah, people like them. But
I guess it's
like
scary.
the one that I sent off, it worked fine. It did. It worked. I sat there and played Kenny Rogers all day.
Yeah.
And never heard a thing. Well, he gets it. It played great right off the get-go.
Yeah.
And then started humming, making the noise louder and louder and louder. Then it's playing, but it's not working like it should. So I gave him a full refund. But what do you do, right? Yeah. With vintage electronics? So that's, I guess, something. I didn't sell vintage electronics this weekend, but I just be careful with vintage electronics.
Yeah.
Right? Unless you really know a lot about
what you're doing.
And okay, so another thing I sold, told you about that DVD player, right? I had picked up a Washington Redskins license plate frame.
Oh, the actual
Redskins frame. Because I was like, you know what?
For any of you who don't know, they're changing their name, or did they change their name yet?
I don't know if they've actually. They're changing their name. They won't be the Redskins anymore
because they can't have the name Redskins. Yeah. So if you find anything like that, or what are some other names of ones?
Chiefs, probably. Give it time.
Indians.
Chiefs, yeah, Indians. There's that whole thing.
Blackhawks, probably.
Yeah, geez. Here we go.
I'm sure all those will have to get changed eventually. So if you find stuff like that that's collectible, hold on to it, because you never know if they change their name, it may be worth something because they don't make any more of them. It's kind of like here we got Dixie Stampede. They changed it to the Stampede or something like that. Yeah. So anything Dixie related is now considered more collectible
because it's rare. You're never going to see it again.
Exactly.
And so I had the Washington Redskins frame, and it came with 2 decals in the package. I picked it up for free and sold it for $15, I think.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's pretty good.
So I think after fees and everything, I made like $8 or $9 on it.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, for free.
I mean, yeah.
And it was already packaged. It was new in the package. So it's not like I had to clean anything up. You take some pictures, list it, sell it, ship it. I mean, that's pretty much all you do. And there's not much to take pictures of. It's in the package.
Yeah.
One side, flip it over, take the other side, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it's pretty simple.
Those are the best things.
Yep. So that was a good sale. I did sell I had a red and black North Face jacket, the high vent. They call on the sleeve, it says HYVENT, high vent. That's a popular one right now. It must be the type of material that's used.
Okay.
And it had like a fleece lining in it. That sold, which North Face sells just because of that name. That's an easy sell. Believe it or not, I didn't sell one pair of shoes this weekend, which threw me for a loop. I normally do pretty good with shoes.
I would think with it being Black Friday, right? Everyone is probably out shopping themselves, and so they're picking up that stuff on Black Friday.
Oh, that's
deals.
true.
So they're buying new stuff for a lot cheaper than what you normally buy stuff. Like North Face, right? I would feel like their Black Friday isn't that good of a deal because it's already a really expensive brand.
Yeah, true.
So like your high vent brand new is probably 4 times the amount that what you sold it for, even though yours looked brand new.
Yeah, right.
Shoes are a little different. Shoes, you could say if they're brand new, you can really tell. Like if they've been worn once, it diminishes. It's kind of like a car. Once you drive it off the lot, diminishes the value a lot.
Yep.
Same with shoes, because the second someone puts them on, that they instantly change.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, instantly.
They went from new to pre-owned,
exactly.
Just like that, with one wear.
Really, a jacket or a shirt, you could think it's still new just off of how it looks. There's no rips in it, stains, or anything like that. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why people are staying away from the shoes. I don't know.
But it was funny of that jacket that I sold remember that garage sale I went to, and I only had $20 in my pocket, and that North Face jacket was $15, and I bought all these, or I had $40 in my pocket. Yeah. And we talked about that. Yep. That was the jacket.
Did you ever find out what that little hair follicle remover thing was?
It was it's a laser wrinkle treatment.
Okay.
So I charge the battery. It takes a perfect charge. I put it on my skin. Oh, man, you want to feel that.
Is that why your face has a better glow to it?
Yes. Well, that I think has something to do with that and 11 sales this weekend. So I'm glowing. But, Devin, I'm pregnant. It's... I'm going to wigwet it. But, yeah, it was a laser wrinkle treatment.
Did you post it yet?
Oh, yeah, it's been on there. I'm asking 208 or something, 98.
If someone pays that, man, you scored big time.
Well, brand new, it's $365.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it honestly is. And there's no used ones for sale on eBay. That's why I jacked my price up.
What?
Monopoly. I mean, you can't find one.
Hey, if you have the chance to monopolize, guys, take it.
Yeah.
If you're the only one selling something, sell it for as much as you can.
I didn't sell it this weekend, but I sold it Thursday and shipped it out Friday.
The hair
POS thing.
Oh, wait, did you finally get it figured out?
No, I told the guy it's not unlocked. If you want it, okay. But I explained, I took screenshots of everything that I told him. And he kept giving me offers. And I said, you realize it's not unlocked and that you have to go through a financial institution counteroffer. I finally just took it, got $65 for it. And I sent the message.
Do you think he's going to try to send it back?
That's why I screenshot the whole thing. And I always send a thank you card and everything that it's contagious.
So you're making fun of me.
Oh, I'm going to wet that. Everything that I send out, I put a thank you card in because I like that little personal aspect.
Yeah, do you handwrite them?
I handwrite everything. Yep, I'll even put their name and say thank you for purchasing whatever it was and sign my name. So on this one, I did that, but I also put the guy's information that I received at the financial institution or the representative and his phone number and email in the card saying you're going to need this. And I gave it to him because I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're going to do with it.
Yeah,
unless maybe he's a computer whiz.
Maybe he knows how to unlock it. Yeah, I don't know.
I was like, I'll take the 65 because if he keeps it, it's out of my head. I don't have to worry about it anymore.
You would have taken 20 for it if someone had offered you.
And that's way more. Remember when I bought all that stuff? I had like $30 in all of it.
You said you got the Clover for $7.
Yeah, I have sold so many of those things already.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, I've made tenfold.
Yeah, it was a good deal.
Yeah,
it really was.
Yeah, so I guess I should get back to what I sold. Oh, I sold a Hitachi camcorder charger.
Oh.
It was nothing but a Hitachi camcorder charger for their battery packs. Mm-hmm. I got it for free and sold it for $15. People just give me stuff. I'm like, it's that glow. Remember my skin was glowing? It must be that wrinkle treatment. So if you're needing that certain glow to get free stuff, I have it listed on eBay at severe_thrifters.
I was trying to throw that in there earlier.
Actually, that thing is very funky. I put it on my hand and on my cheek and stuff, and you can feel like all the zaps
from the laser.
It's like electrocution, dude. It's like craziest thing ever. I'm like, what is this supposed to do?
You didn't use it for the rest of your ankles, just the side of your cheek?
No, I didn't want to tell everybody where I put it.
Oh, so gotcha.
I'm teasing. I didn't
have to mark the explicit content on this one. Gosh. I need a soundboard so I can do that.
And then I zapped my beep. No, I didn't touch anything but the side of my face and then my hand.
Just to see if it worked.
And it worked.
That's crazy.
It was the weirdest feeling. And I didn't know if it would make my eyeball blow up or something, so I was done once I tested it. I was like, I'm done.
Your eyeball blow up.
I didn't want to regret it. So that's going to go on all day. Isn't it? So let's see. What would I talk about? Oh, the Hitachi camcorder. I sold that. Remember, you and I were garage sailing together. We went to that one up the road and they had that Pyrex. She was selling brownies and in her little shed.
Yes.
They had those Tupperware coasters, lids things.
Yeah.
Do you remember those? I had 2 sets of them.
I thought they were Pyrex.
They weren't Pyrex, but I had Tupperware stuff too. I did get some Pyrex lids, but these were little Tupperware and they were green, brown, yellow, something or other, orange.
Yep. And they're like the thick plastic, not the cheap, thin plastic.
Right. It was really nice vintage Tupperware. Well, I had 2 sets of them. So I auctioned one set off and got like the 99-cent bid ordeal and they paid shipping, whatever. And I said, well, I'm not doing that again. But I just sold this set. I think I got both sets for $1. So I'm 50 cents into this. Sold for $10.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, awesome.
So I sent that out. They paid shipping.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was like,
that was your first experience with glassware stuff.
Yeah. So
how was it?
I've been selling. I'd like to see more glassware sell.
It's just it's scary to ship.
Yeah. I have my Pyrex listed. Not all of it, but just, I didn't want to like oversaturate all my listings with Pyrex. I just wanted to put, because I have of those small bowls. I still have more, but I didn't want to just have all these listings of Pyrex. Yeah, so I was kind of waiting for them to sell off before I add new ones. So I'm slowly introducing glassware. But so I sold that Tupperware. I sold, how many things have I actually talked about that I sold? Like 5?
Like 3.
Oh, I sold a hat. I found this Tampa Bay Buccaneers hat, and it was new it didn't have the tags, but still had the sticker and stuff on it. And it was more of it's not vintage, but it was an older hat. Okay. And I picked it up. I can't remember where I got it. I think I paid $5 for it, but I recently sold it for like $18 or $19. Oh, so I was definitely okay. And they paid shipping. What were you going to say? It looked like you were going to say something.
Oh, no, I was going to say something. I was going to say, I wonder how much that little Bears thing I have is worth. That 2000 whatever. Their season where I had Devin Hester sign it and
I don't know.
Signed it.
I don't know that stuff anymore. I'm not into those collectible things.
I wonder if it's worth anything.
I don't know. You'll have to look it up. You have to talk to somebody because you'll have to authenticate it.
Yeah, that's true.
Somehow.
That's true.
But well, so that was the hat I had. Oh, the jacket. And then that. You know what? I don't remember. So it's not the end of the world. But you guys get a pretty good clue on what I sold this weekend. So I just want you to know that we appreciate you guys listening. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram at Severe Thrifters, at Severe_Thrifters, which is mine. It's the underscore.
And mine's the no underscore.
If you don't know what the underscore is, it's the little like small underline line.
Yours is more the thrifting stuff. Mine's more the photography
side of it. Yep. And eBay, Severe_Thrifters. If you type that in the search bar, if you type Severe Thrifters, 2 words in the search bar, our store probably will come up. Yeah. But Severe_Thrifters, it definitely will show up there. You can get a hold of us at severethrifters@gmail.com.
And YouTube.
And yeah, I always forget YouTube.
Always forget YouTube.
Severe Thrifters on YouTube.
Go watch all
there's
of
some
our videos.
Podcasts on there. There's some YouTube shorts. There's YouTube videos. Mm-hmm. We're going to be releasing a new video here soon, so you're the first ones to know that. So we really do appreciate your time. I hope maybe if you were sitting there listening, we bought you 40 minutes worth of
listening time.
Because I know it's a lonely career, if you will. It is. It's lonely
when you're sitting down there listing.
Listing. It's lonely when you're taking pictures, listing, because it's not like you have all this going on. It's just you.
Yeah.
So we definitely know how that goes. So thank you again, everybody. This is episode 10. I think we're going to hang it up for today. I'm John.
I'm Devin.
And we're the Severe Thrifters.